Hey, everybody. Welcome to Soul Chats with Psychic Medium Dani Joe. I am super excited to be here tonight with my very good friend and Reiki master, Kim Cook. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you here. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a podcast, but we'll wait just to see, let a couple of viewers get on with us. Just remember, everybody, if you're joining us and you don't allow StreamYard to have access, we might not be able to see your name, but I've got my phone up here too. So it looks like we have Melody and Lisa and Heather and Anne and Julie and Christine and Lavanda and Marcia and Nina watching. So welcome, you guys. So excited to be here. I gotta turn the phone volume down or you'll be listening to my background. I always think I'm gonna remember how we met, and then I can never remember. So I feel like I'm gonna tell you my version of the story, and then you you tell me yours. I think that you were looking for readings, like a message from your loved ones, and I think that somehow you found me. I don't know the details on that, and I think you booked a reading with me to kind of get some healing from your loved ones. Is that part right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Tell me the rest of it that I didn't add.
And then you did your retreat at the Bear Lodge and I went there. And ever since then, I have just wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more.
Very cool. How did you find me in the beginning?
Google.
Okay.
And then you came up, and then somebody else has said, "Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Go to her." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm going." And just the message you gave me and your honesty is what I think I love the most. Because if I'm off, you have no qualm of telling me, "Kim, no, and I love that, because to me, I don't know. I respect that more than anything, because not very many people are that authentic.
Well, I appreciate that. It's funny to think back to the Bear Butte retreat, because I feel like that was so long ago, right? And since then, gosh, we have been on a lot of retreats together, sisterhood retreats and spiritual retreats and out of the country retreats.
Yep.
Yes, I love that. Well, I want to let everybody get a feel for who you are. So for somebody that's not watching, tell them a little bit about your background and your history. Who are you?
Well, I had a very rough past. Not very long ago, I wasn't able to talk about it, but because of Dani's shadow retreat, it's out there. So, I had a lot of struggles, drug abuse, not very nice husband, physical abuse, mental abuse. My stepdad and my brother both molested me and raped me. So I've always felt like something was missing in my life. And no matter what I read or what I did, I always felt like it wasn't enough. I didn't learn anything. I didn't get what I needed to until I met you. And the spirituality that you teach and you show people is able to truly heal the past. Because I feel that if you can't heal from everything, you're never going to be able to go forward to help somebody else. Yeah. And I think that's when I realized, and I started doing Reiki with Cheryl and Connie, and got my master's. And I truly believe that the first time in my life that I'm right where I'm supposed to be, which is helping other people, men, women. I love working with women, but love all of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So did your spirituality mostly start kind of after having lost a loved one, and then the curiosity about more of that?
My mom, when I lost my mom 10 years ago, it was like I think everybody has that one person in their life that no matter what, the darkest, the ugliest, the whatever, you always have that person you can call and will always be there. Well, that was her for me. And when I lost her, I felt like I had nobody. And I wanted to figure out how I could communicate with her or hear from her, get a message, And I think that's when I really started being curious of I can smell cigarettes and I don't smoke. So is my mom still here with me? Like silly things would happen. I'm like, like, what is that?
That's awesome. I love that. And that's a very common thing, right? Spirit, our loved ones want us to know that they're with us. So they give us things like that. But if you don't know that, right, what is that?
Yes.
Heather said, thank you for sharing. I know how hard that can be, and I can relate to all of that. So thank you for being vulnerable for our viewers today. Talking about those subjects can be really hard. I feel like this is what I tell people a lot. I also, have been through a difficult past with addiction and whatnot. And the phrase, the truth shall set you free. There is nothing more freeing than that damn statement.
Nope.
Those things that you hold over yourself or that you feel like someone else could hold over you, when they are no longer secrets or things that you have to keep inside, you have nothing. You have nothing that is going to hold you back.
Nope. You made a statement that day at the shadow retreat. You said, once you're done with this and it's out, the devil has nothing on you anymore. That was powerful to me. And I've used that since then a lot because it is the truth. Like I got everything out, and if you can't understand where I was and what happened to me, and that's not for you, I'm sorry. But I'm not going to hold my truth back anymore for somebody else. Like it's my truth. I lived it and it's out there now. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. And honestly, that's very inspiring for other people, especially your statement. It was my truth. I lived it, right? It might not be somebody else's truth, and the other people involved in that might not also feel that their truth is different, right? But this was your truth, and it's fair and valid for you to honor that 100% because you lived it. Yeah. So tell me a little more about Kim as wife and mom.
I've been married. Well, I was married. I've been married 4 times. This is my last marriage. And we've been together 27 years, been married 26 years this year. I have 2 biological children, Aaron and Risa. And then we raised my husband's niece, Amber, and then a friend of mine's daughter, Tiffany. And then I adopted my oldest grandchild, Natalie. So raised 5 and some.
Nice.
I ran heavy equipment for 20 plus years and then ended up having a bad surgery, which changed everything. And that's another reason why I wanted to outsource more, because I knew there had to be something more for me. Like it just wasn't going to be over.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me how you feel like Reiki helps you with your own physical stuff.
So with my bladder, especially, and I have really bad days, I can just lay my hands over my stomach and over that area, and it just calms right down. Or the days that, and everybody has it, stress and anxiety. The days that anxiety is so bad, you feel like you're going to jump out of your skin. I just lay myself down, put my hands over my heart, and just work on myself. And then, I feel better. If I could teach anybody one thing, Reiki's energy work, all of it is amazing. And it is so health beneficial. Huge.
Absolutely. So our dear friend Shell was your teacher. And
Yes.
So you took Reiki 1 and 2 with her and then went on to get your master certification.
Yes.
So I know that one of the things that you love is being able to help other people. So why don't you tell everybody what you're doing now as far as like what services you offer and kind of how this has kind of progressed?
Well, I have finally found a place, so I will be starting my own little thing in town, but I offer Reiki, I offer card readings or just spiritual counseling, helping. My passion though is Reiki. I love to be able to put somebody on my table and just help them. That is truly my passion.
That's awesome. So do you think that I know the answer to this, but do you think that that's just the beginning for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That it may grow from there and other things will come to you.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Spirit's got something big.
Yeah. I love it. I
Me
love
too.
it. So for those of you watching, obviously Kim and I have kind of grown a friendship. Because you're a client and friend. My group of sisters in the sanctuary, we all kind of grow to be kind of close because we share a lot in that closed group. But one of the things that I can say about you is you also come from a place of just honest love. I feel like, and you've heard me say this a million times, anytime we have you around and you're talking about us or our business, or you're like the biggest cheerleader for me and for Sacred Soul. And I feel like that's just an amazing thing, that it truly comes from your heart, the things that you say about us and that you want to share with other people. And I love that. Like, I don't pay Kim to go around being our cheerleader. But I could, because she does a good job at it. But I love the way you feel about us and our business. And I love that working together has helped you find your purpose and path and just kind of open the doors for you. I think that's one of the gifts for me, is watching other people step into their own power has been huge. And I know Spirit has been having me work with a lot of people for a long time. And it feels like maybe in this last 2 years is probably where the most people have kind of stepped into their power, people that I know and have worked with anyway. And so I love that. I love seeing everyone rise, right? Whatever that means. And so I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being able to let yourself rise and now extending your hands out to others to help them rise. That's a beautiful thing. So good job.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So when you said that, it brought me right to Deadwood when we were there. I don't know why that always sticks out to me. Always. I don't know why, but it's just because we laugh so hard about it. And those women are just like, really?
So we're in Deadwood at a holistic event, and Brooke and I are at the table, and I can't even remember what happened, but you came up and you were like, "Oh my gosh, yes, you have to, and yes, you have to have a reading, and oh, it's life changing." And Dani, Joe, and Brooke, and they were like, did you pay this lady to come stand here and do this? It was awesome. Or were you working the booth with her?
No, because they were standing there and I'm like, oh, have you tried this? Oh, have you tried this? Oh, you have to have the spray. And she's like, do you work here? I'm like, no, but you have to have a reading with her. And she's just looking at me like, oh, is she that good? And I said, she changed my life.
I love it.
I
love it. So I'll just give a couple other pieces of information for those watching. Kim has been a very big supporter and volunteer for Shirley Speaks, my nonprofit as well. And we've loved having your participation with that, and your grandkids and kids who've come to help. And even your daughters, or let's call him your son-in-law, your grandson-in-law. I don't know what I want to call him. Anyway, Mason, who's done great things with our website. And so we're grateful for those connections too. But
he's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you in the local area, Kim is actually going to be at our Day of Wellness event for Shirley Speaks this September. So if you're going to be able to make it to that in Sturgis, which we'll be putting up more info about, Kim will have a booth there, so you can come and check out her services. I'm guessing you'll be doing some mini sessions there.
Yeah, I am. I am going to do that and then just bring some of the other things that I've made and stuff. So come and see me.
Yes. So let's say somebody wants to reach out to you now, maybe somebody local, or let me ask this question. Do you do virtual appointments with anyone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so they can reach out to you for that as well.
Yes. And my phone number, if they want it, is on my Facebook. And you just go to Mindful Healing Vibes on Facebook, and it has everything. You can book an appointment or if you want to call my phone, it is my personal phone number, so I will answer you. And I don't spam them that much, but get the 888 numbers and it's.
Yep. So do you just is your sessions like 30 minutes, 60 minutes? Do you have a set time? How does that work?
Well, sometimes if somebody is rushing, I'll offer them 30 minutes, but I usually tell the client I like to start with an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that gives me a good opportunity and gives them a good opportunity to see, what it is about. I don't like to rush the whole process. I like them to be able to, get comfortable. I have a grounding mat that I have them stand on before I put them on my bed. So that way they're grounded, and then we'll start the session. So I really like that. I think it adds some extra benefits.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So we'll be posting up those contact information after the live, and Brooke's pretty good about adding all that to the post. So we'll have that up there. But Mindful Healing Vibes, if you want to go follow her page and look her up. I had something else I wanted to tell everybody. So you've been to pretty much almost every retreat I've hosted. And we took a group to Midland, South Dakota, and we were going for a ghost hunting retreat. Right? No, we were not. Were we?
It was just it was a couple, because it was the first time that husbands and wives were there, and it wasn't just all women.
Okay, so there was couples, but I think it was more for a ghost hunting retreat. But no, I can't remember. Anyway, I know that Rhett was there, my husband, who is not into dead people or ghosts by any means. And we ended up doing some paranormal investigating. And you and Rhett were like, we're out. We are out. I don't want nothing to do with this. I was really glad that he had someone to talk to, because he would have been so mad at me. But yeah, you guys kind of stayed away from the ghost hunting that night.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, and then you guys come down and you're like, we're going to put protection around you. And we're both like, what? Why? What's going to happen? Rest's looking at me and I'm looking at him. He's like, oh, and I'm like, well, great. Now what? I said, sir, somebody to come out and get us. We sat there and talked about hunting because my husband likes to hunt. And I'm like, and he likes to hunt. So yeah, we just talked about hunting it was funny.
So funny.
Yeah. If none of you guys have gone to her ones that are ghosts, go. Because this chick, you will never see me there again. Never. It scared me horribly.
That's so funny. That is so funny. Talk a little bit about your experience with Costa Rica, just your spiritual journey in that.
Costa Rica was life-changing for me. Life-changing. I had struggled with certain things in my life, and I just knew that I had to go. I knew I had to. And it was at the volcano that I left my daughter there. And it was at the black sand, that beach, which was Tortuguero, I believe, that I left things that have haunted me for years. I left at that beach. And when I say that I came home different, people that know me know that trip changed my life. And spiritually, that's all it was, is just me surrendering to what Spirit had in mind for me, and me not fighting and saying, oh, wait, I got this one. I'll take it back. I'll fix this one. You can have the next one. I just surrendered and said, I'm giving, I give, I tap out you. And it was life-changing.
That's awesome. I have to laugh because I just threw away the last of the granola that you left. So for those of you watching, Kim took a lot of snacks with her because she has limited diet. And so she had a whole suitcase full of food when she came, and you left the day before us, I think, or you left earlier in the day, something like that. So you left a little bit of food that was open, and I was like, oh, this granola will be good. So I took it to bring it home to eat, and because I still had room. And I ate on that granola for like 6 months.
I know.
I was like, this has got to go in the trash. It's stale. But I thought about you every time I pulled that granola out of the cupboard at work.
I'll never forget that when Brooke said, well, we have to go to Tortuguero, so we have to downsize. And I'm like, what? Like, we have to downsize? Like, yeah, we can only take one big suitcase. So we're all shoving this stuff in yours. And I opened that up and she said, Kim, what do you got in there? I said, what do you want? We got tuna, we got this, we got that. I thought she was gonna, she's like,
Nobody in our room was going to go hungry. That's for sure.
No, they were not. Besides that stupid little monkey.
My God, I was just thinking of that. So you guys that are watching, Brooke, myself, and Kim shared a room. And we get to Tortuguero. So setting the scene, we get on a boat and have to go down a river. You can't drive to it. So you go down the river to Tortuguero. You get to Tortuguero and these rooms have no air conditioning, no windows. They're just netting for windows. And we're in this cute little cabin-like location. And we had gotten there late, so we had to rush and throw our stuff in our room and go straight down to eat because they were waiting for us. And somebody comes running in after us and they're like, there's a monkey in that cabin. And we're like, what? That's our cabin. So we go running down there. This little capuchin had climbed through the hole in the screen and had dug into Kim's stuff and had candy?
Cheetos.
No, Cheetos.
Yes.
Was eating her Cheetos. And our tour guide, Kevin, comes to help us. And he's like, you got to go. Man, what are you doing? And the monkey puts his hand up to Kevin and he's like, I ain't leaving. Goes back in there eating his Cheetos. We get him out of the room. Then we go back and the darn monkey comes back in and gets candy. And then that night laying there, I remember thinking, that dang monkey's going to come back in here looking for food. And he was sitting outside the window. I could hear him making his noise. But he never came in, thank God. But yeah, we had to lock all our food in a suitcase.
I know, Brooke, remember she put it all in hers and then hit the lock button on it so that way you couldn't get into it?
Yes, it was hysterical.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
So tell me, your clients can book Reiki sessions with you. And then for guidance sessions, is that something you do at a set time? Is it just they reach out to you if they need help?
Yeah, all they have to do is just reach out if they want help. I try to really pay attention to the messages that come through there. So if I missed it, promise, I will get right back to you. But all you have to do is just reach out and I will make time for somebody.
Nice. And so I'm guessing you use spiritual guidance and cards kind of in combination.
Yes, I do. I use the tarot or oracle, and then I just allow spirit to bring whatever he's going to bring in.
Perfect. Hey, Christine, Kim's page is Mindful Healing Vibes. No website yet.
No.
Just the Facebook page. Anybody have questions for Kim?
That could be bad.
Hot spot. What'd you say?
I said that could be bad.
We'll see what they're going to ask here. What else do I want to tell them about you? As a healer, Kim has a lot of her own experience to draw from. And when we have our own experiences, we resonate more with understanding where people are at or where they've come from. So, having a lot of different types of history of things that you've been through, it gives you a lot of qualifications to resonate and to have compassion for others. But also you've been working on your strength and intuition and connection with spirit, and that helps you bring through that message that's going to be unfiltered, right? And just kind of be spiritually guided. So, and we've done some work together in regards to, strengthening that intuition, and you work hard at that. So definitely good at spiritual guidance. So if anybody needs that, reach out to her for sure. Also, for those of you that don't know, Kim is located in Gillette.
Yes, Gillette, Wyoming.
Mm-hmm. So her shop that she's going to be opening here in a few weeks will be in the Gillette area, but she now sees clients out of her home. So, or virtually.
Yes,
and
or virtually.
I want to say this too, for people who have questions about, is virtual as good as in person? I'm going to tell you my opinion, and then Kim can also tell you hers. So when we're working with energy, energy is not physical, it's energetic. And so just as like if I were connecting to spirit or your loved ones, they don't have to be right here with me. They could be anywhere for me to connect energetically. The same is true when we work with someone energetically. We don't have to have the physical person right in front of us. So is it the same? Yes and no, because being in person is always more personable, but it doesn't mean it's going to be less valuable.
No.
And that's what I feel about it. But what do you want to add to that?
I feel the same way. I like doing Reiki both. I've got a couple clients that are in Oregon, and I work on them virtually. And I have got I bought myself a Reiki bear, and I have the crystals pockets. So that way, if it's somebody that's struggling with something, I can add my crystals to them. And that's what I will start at the head and go down, and I just use the bear. For me, it helps me so that way I'm going down, and if I feel something from you, I usually fill it with the bear.
Yeah, that's perfect. I sometimes will use a pillow and
See?
put my stones on the pillow. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on the situation. But I like that physical representation too.
I do too. I do too.
We have a couple questions. So Mandy Miller says, in order to let go, does that mean you have to shut the door and not talk to them anymore?
So this is my opinion. My brother raped me and molested me for years. And it took me a long time to be able to forgive. I can tell you today, I can have a conversation with him, and I feel safe because I know that I can protect myself now. And I'm not that scared little girl that just let things happen. But when it's mental abuse, I would say I would shut the door for a while until you feel strong enough with your boundaries to be able to protect yourself against them. If they come at you, you can come back at them and say, I'm sorry, this is how you feel, but this is how I feel. And these are my boundaries. Mm-hmm. And for them to respect them. So
that's great guidance. I feel very similar. I think every person's situation is unique. And if you feel like you cannot heal or move past things, then you do need to set those boundaries. And no, does letting them go mean we're letting them go? Not necessarily, because we do visualizations all the time of cutting a cord that lets go of a person, which means they can't take our power anymore, but we're not letting go of the physical person. So yeah, depending on the situation.
Absolutely.
It can vary, but yeah, great guidance, Kim. Kathy said, that's great. She liked your guidance there. And then Christine says, when you became a Reiki level 3 master, was the attunement much stronger than level 2? And then she asks, could you connect with your intuition and spirit guides easier?
Yes. And yes. 3 was, the first one was very powerful. Second one was very powerful. The third one, it was like it blew wide open. And to me, it opened up more. Like I opened up more then than I think I ever have. And so it was easier for me to hear spirit more. And I didn't second guess myself as much. But you definitely, when you use those other signs, holy buckets, it's very powerful.
Yeah. Very cool. She said, oh boy, level 2 hit me like a Mack truck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. This is my first tattoo of the lion, and then that's my second one. My camera's totally out of whack. Anyway, I will.
You lion tattoo?
Yeah, I did. So I got the lion for when I saw that's my lion that I saw on the first one, and then there's the second one about the woman sitting there in peace, just going, "It's time."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I should show you. I got a lion tattoo idea that I want to put on my hip.
Oh, and I got the perfect person to do it for you.
Yeah.
If you don't have somebody, I've got somebody. She's amazing.
Yeah, you'll have to message me.
I will.
And then Mandy said that's helpful. Thank you. So that was good guidance. I want to ask you a couple of questions. So, you're a great volunteer for us at Shirley Speaks with the domestic violence, and you've been in your own situations dealing with that in different ways. What would you tell somebody who was in a situation and didn't feel valuable or worthy or know what to do next?
They want to keep you there. They want you to think that of yourself. They want you to think that, oh my God, you're fat, you're ugly, you have 3 kids, and no one's ever going to love you or want you. And it took me 10 years to realize that's not true. You have to love yourself enough to be able to take that step. And I promise you, if you're there, take that step, because it'll be the best step you could ever take. I lived it for years, and they want to keep you there, and they will say what they need to say, whether it is fat and ugly, whether it's no one will love you, no one will want you, you're worthless, you're this, you're that. No, you're not. You're a queen, and they just don't want no one else to see that in you. They want to keep you where they have you.
And also, for those of you watching, so Kim left that relationship and went on to marry a man that she's been married to for many, many years, and become a better version of herself and go in to be a Reiki master and help other people. So when you feel you're stuck, nothing ever will happen for you, this is inspiration that will tell you it can happen. But Absolutely. You have to fight for yourself.
And that's the hardest thing, is there can be 100 people around you begging you to leave, and you're never going to until you feel it in here. And you're going to get that spark. And when you get that spark, listen, because that is your inside telling you you're worth more. And just take the step. And it's hard and it's scary. I'm not going to lie. It is. But it's the best thing I could have ever done for myself or my kids, because my kids watched that for years.
Yeah. Well, good job. Christine said that she was always told she's not normal by her mother, which is also psychological abuse for sure.
And you know what? Sometimes I think psychological is worse than physical, because I can heal from an ass whooping, but those things that are said to you, that sticks. Mm-hmm. And that takes a lot of time to heal and to know your value and your worth. Yeah. And that's tough.
Mm-hmm. That's what my mom said when she was in the 8 weeks we had with her when she was dying. She said that physical abuse was nothing compared to the other things that she went through, mental and psychological. So
absolutely.
And those are scars that they work on you over time, right? They become your belief system, and that's hard to change, definitely. Christine also said, I'm the most normal and mentally healthy out of my family, right? And I think that when you are that person that is the one that's meant to help others heal, because you are the healthy one or semi-healthy one, right? Because none of us are perfectly mentally healthy. No. They see that and they fear that, and they feel like they have to criticize you because you're a threat to them, and you're a challenge, not a challenge, but maybe an intimidation for them. So they're going to criticize you. I also get that sometimes too, and we all do.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm sure being the one that's kind of getting yourself back on track, there's probably been negative that has come at you from people close to you. And, that's a very common thing. So
I just tell them, I'm sorry you don't agree with what I do or what I believe, but they're mine. You don't have to believe in what I believe in. You can believe in what you believe in. I still love you and I'll respect you, but in turn, I want the same.
Yeah. And that's fair and valid for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, if we don't have any other questions, we're going to let Kim go, and we'll wait and see if we have any other questions here. But I'm really excited to see your new store come together.
Me too.
I really wish you the best in that, and you'll have to keep us posted with some pictures.
I will.
Kind of get going. If anybody wants to contact Kim, again, reach out to her Mindful Healing Vibes page. or give us a holler and we can send you the contact info. And I just love and appreciate you. And
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on tonight.
No, thank you. Thank everybody that listened and asked questions. Thank you all.
Yes. Also, Kathy just said it's groundbreaking when you can step out of the child mode with a parent. And that is true.
That is true. That is true.
I think that's one of the molds that's really hard to break, especially when you feel like you have to be also the caregiver and all the things that happen. But all those different relationships have such crazy dynamics.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching. We love and appreciate you, and we will see you again soon for another episode of Soul Chats. So thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.